Hey, Quarter Life Conference. My name is Justin Zarati. It's an honor to be speaking with you today. I'm here in my office in Portland, Oregon. It's a little rainy outside, of course. A little bit about me. I'm a social entrepreneur. I'm the founder of These Numbers Have Faces, and we are a global education nonprofit. We invest in African students to lead and to empower their countries. My plan for the next bit of time is just to give you guys some tips about what I call doing work that matters. And frankly, I'm a lot less concerned with each of you trying to figure out how to navigate career and social justice as much as I really want you to find something that encompasses this idea of doing work that matters. Now, doing work that matters can be anything really, but what it means is that it brings value to you, that it brings value to other people. It means that your greatest strengths are being used. And it also means that you might have a lot of fear about it, which is a great thing, and we're going to talk all about that. So I've been at this now for about 5 years, and I've built this organization from the ground up, from the couch of my apartment into what it is today. And when we started, the whole point was just to try and help one of my South African friends attend a local university. But after years of toil and hard work, These Numbers Have Faces will now impact 200 students this year in South Africa, Rwanda, and Uganda. We've been growing so much, and it's just been a really exciting journey to be on for the last few years. So I'm going to share a few brief concepts that have helped me be successful in this, and that I hope will be very, very helpful for you. But not just so that you can start your own organization. I don't think that's what everyone needs to do. But again, the whole point is that hopefully you'll take a little bit of what you learn here, apply it to a field that connects with you, with the whole point, of course, being so that you can do work that matters. And I hope some of these ideas will be helpful. So I have 7 main ones, and I'm going to jump right in. First and foremost, number 1, focus on your character. I believe that good character creates sustainable success. And people often ask how you define character. Character is how you treat people who can do nothing for you. Because the truth is this, is that the person that you are becoming is far more important than the work that you are doing. Investing in your character is playing the long game. It's the long-term investment that no one can take from you that will pay back 1,000-fold. I think you can definitely get ahead by stepping on people. I'm sure you might know folks who do that. But honestly, if you want to be successful long-term, make your character count. Your daily interactions with ordinary people will define what kind of person you are and will be. Growing up, my mom always told me that people with good character are the ones who always return their shopping carts. And I think it's actually a good metaphor for life, because people with good character know that a 19-year-old bag boy will have to fish your cart out of the planter that you dumped it in because you were too lazy to walk 20 feet. And that's the kind of thing, it's a very small thing, but it kind of lays the groundwork for developing good character. So I hope you will start doing that or continue doing it if you already do it. Number 2, and I love this one, stand on what you're for, not what you are against. There was a time in my life when I thrived in my role as a cynic. I thrived in my cynicism until I realized that, honestly, I was against a lot more than I was actually for. And I also began learning my history, because if you look at people throughout history that have made the greatest change, the greatest impact in the world, they're the ones who spent the least amount of their time as cynics and critics. Now, they had opinions, sure, and they may have been critical ones, but they turned that passion into creative action and they stood for something. So be the hopeful optimist who stands for something and does something with your ideas. Don't define yourself by what you are against. Define yourself by what you are for. Number 3, learn the art of social jujitsu. Social jujitsu. It's amazing what you can accomplish if people like you. And one of the quickest ways to become a remarkably likable person is to learn the art of social jujitsu. So this comes from a guy named Jeff Hayden in an article that he wrote, and he kind of breaks down this scenario. And it's that you meet someone at a party, say, you talk for 15 minutes, and you walk away thinking, man, we had a great conversation. That person is awesome. I love them. And then when you think about it later, you realize that you didn't actually learn a thing about them. And that is because remarkably likable people are masters at social jujitsu, the ancient art of getting you to talk about yourself without ever knowing that it happened. Social jujitsu, I have the hardest time saying that word. It's actually quite easy, hard to say, easy to do, because all that you have to do is just ask the right questions. Because as soon as you learn something about someone else, ask them how they did it, why they did it, or what they liked about it. You'll be amazed at how quickly people are drawn to you because you are asking them thoughtful and engaging questions. And frankly, if you're going to try and do work that matters, you need people in your corner. You need people who like you, who can vouch for you. And using a quick tactic like social jujitsu is a great way to start that off. Number 4, people are not thinking about you. There's a funny cartoon that I love of people mingling at an event, and above each of their heads is a little thought bubble that says, I wonder what they are thinking of me. And what this means is that this silly cartoon sheds light on the fact that for most people, they're spending most of their time not thinking about you, they're thinking about themselves. And this is frustrating, but actually it should also be very, very liberating for us, because we all know that humans can be quite narcissistic and self-serving, but the narcissism of others actually gives you license to take great risk and then fail miserably. Because when you fail, honestly, there's a high likelihood that most people aren't even paying attention. And that's actually pretty awesome. Because most of us spend a tremendous amount of our time trying to avoid even the possibility of failure. I know that I do. We are worried about missing the mark because we're worried of what someone might think of us. And so in turn, we play it safe. We limit ourselves to what we already know that we do well. But the truth is, people are not thinking about you. They're thinking about themselves. And this is actually license to be bold and to go for it and to take risks. So take that to heart. Number 5, don't compare yourself to others. I'm sure you've heard that, but it's crucial. For me personally, every so often, I'll get an email from someone, and it'll go like this, like, Justin, wow, I've seen you've been doing X, Y, and Z. It's awesome. Have you ever heard of blank organization or blank leader or blank writer? They basically do the same thing that you do, but they've been doing it way longer, and it's way better, and they're way more popular than you are. Maybe you could reach out to them and learn from them. And I get these emails a lot, and when I'm at my best, I think that honestly that I can actually learn something from those folks. But more often than not, whenever I get that email, I just feel terrible about myself, straight up. But this is the truth here, is that comparing yourself to others will kill your dream before it can start. There will always be someone smarter than you, more skilled than you, more thoughtful, more engaging, more intelligent. Like, you will never be the absolute best at everything. So now is the time to learn the mental skill of not comparing yourself to people who have already succeeded before you. So here is a tip, and one that I use pretty much every week, that when you come across a story of someone who is more successful than you are in maybe the same field of whatever you are trying to do, repeat this to yourself over and over. They have their story, and I have mine. They have their story, and I have mine. This quick mental exercise will honestly help quell the anxiety of comparison. I do this every week, and it's crazy helpful. Number 6, if you're not scared, you're not doing it right. The work that I do is quite challenging. We are up against the tyrants of global poverty and injustice. And there's times where the work is just overbearing. It's just dark for me. And when the noise of my own self-doubt becomes unbearable, I have a special little spot that I go down the way from my office. I sit on this little grassy hill. It's got weeds all around. I lean up against this broken lamp post. It doesn't look nice, but it's my spot. And it's where I kind of go to get centered. And, you know, some people say that God speaks to them at length, full paragraphs and jokes and all. For me, on my little grassy knoll, God has been more of a broken record, kind of for the last few years whenever I kind of go up there. And when the world feels like it's crashing down, all I hear from him are kind of the same two lines. And it's one, it's if you're not scared, you're not doing it right. And then 2, just keep going. If you're not scared, you're not doing it right, just keep going. I hate it when I'm in the middle of it, but fear is good because fear is an ally and an indicator of what we have to keep doing in life. Because the more that you fear something, the more that, the more that you love something, the more that you fear it because you know that it can hurt you. People don't quit their jobs because they're scared of them. They quit them because they are bored of them. If you lose the fear, you have lost the love. Great little quote from Stephen Pressfield. He says, self-doubt can be an ally. This is because it serves as an indicator of aspiration. If you find yourself asking, am I really a writer? Am I really an artist? Am I really an entrepreneur? The chances are you are. The counterfeit innovator is wildly self-confident. The real one is scared to death. Last, number 7, is that your work will be incomplete. I believe that you are created for a purpose far bigger than you can possibly imagine. But here's the best part, is that your life's work will be incomplete. And this is total and utter liberation. You cannot do everything. The foundations that you lay will be shaky and need development. The seeds that you plant will need more water than you are able to provide. Your accomplishments will be multiplied by others far after you are gone. And that's exactly the way that it's meant to be. Because you are the worker. You are not the master builder. Your fumbling process, which is what it all is for us, is just a step along the way, leaving open the opportunity for God's grace to show up and to do the rest. So I want to close by saying what I like to say quite often in a lot of my writing and just whenever I meet with people, and it's that I believe that you were made for these times. I believe that there's a reason you are alive in 2013 in the city where you live, with the people you love, with the work that you do. And I believe wholeheartedly that the world needs people just like you, people who are inspired and empowered to confront the most pressing challenges of our time. It's tempting, though, and I struggle with this myself, to wish for the heroes of our history. Tubman, Lincoln, Wilberforce, Mandela, Gandhi, Rosa Parks, Dr. King. But it's not them who are called to these troubling times. It is us who are called to these troubling times. It is us whom God has chosen for today. So if you watch this entire thing, thank you. I commend you. I would love to meet you someday if that's possible. You can find me at justinzerati.com, where I do a lot of writing along many of these themes. My new book is out. It's called Doing Work That Matters, a small guide to making big change in the world. You can download it there. Also, you can find me on Twitter at Justin Zerati. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you are well. Bye.